Is this all one clutch right here?
It is. This was one female. She laid 60 fertile eggs.
Whoa! I told you guys they could lay a lot of eggs.
She laid 60 eggs, 58 of them went full term, and this was an albino platinum tiger golden child to a normal tiger. So there's gonna be normals, tigers, super tigers, platinums, golden childs.
You can see all these babies just coming out right now. I mean, how crazy that! And the crazy thing is, I mean, I'm looking at 60 eggs or 58 eggs, and it looks like there's 58 different types of snakes in here.
That's the cool part about reticulated pythons. They have a ton, and you can get a lot of variety in one clutch.
Right.
Like right here, still in the egg, but that's a platinum super tiger golden child.
Oh my gosh, okay, so you've got the golden child is going to be co-dominant. The super tiger, of course, is almost patternless, and then the platinum is going to kind of enhance color and eventually can produce
They don't look like much as a baby. Like
that
doesn't have a ton of color, but when they hit about a year old, 7-8 feet, the platinum really starts to come through.
Right. Now that's amazing, and again, you can just see the different colors. I mean, you see like there's like some normal ones. You can see the platinums do look a little brighter as babies. Again, they're not like crazy, but you can definitely tell the difference between a platinum and a normal. And then of course you've got super tigers, you've got golden childs.
There's a whole variety in here.
Oh my gosh, that is awesome. Now, tell me, you know, now retic eggs takes a little longer to incubate than say a ball python, or so. What's the incubation time on these?
Incubation time on reticulated python eggs is 84 days.
What's the trigger to get them to go?
It's kind of hard to say. I breed them a certain time, and I know when they go. Every year they're going to go roughly 9 months from when they lay the previous year.
So yeah, so it's about feeding them up and kind of reading their behavior, and when you see kind of their behavior going, you're going to start to breed them. And so tell me, Jeff, I mean, what got you started with the big snakes, man? I mean, why big snakes of all things, like the big snakes?
I started with the big snakes, and they've always interested me. The retics, it's not like a ball python. They sit there, and retics are more active, and they're a lot more to handle than, say, a little snake you can hold in your
They're
hand.
definitely a lot more to handle. And I mean, it is kind of an animal that you do need some experience with, though. I mean, it's
absolutely.
like, you know, it's not like this isn't a first-time pet snake, you know?
No.
You know, but at the same time, I think the big, large constrictors, like you said, bring something to the table that the smaller stuff just doesn't do. There's nothing like a big reticulated python, and you guys are doing amazing job with, you know, just the color. It's crazy. I look at this, and again, what's neat, guys, is that again, with a ball python or some of these other snakes, when you're only having 4, 6, 8 eggs, you know, sometimes these projects can take a long time. But with reticulated pythons, when you're having 58 viable eggs, you can move projects along pretty quick. So you can get multiple genes and really get going. And that's why we're seeing the unbelievable polymorphism within reticulated pythons. And
the original machine had a base plate of pre-famulated amulite, surmounted by a malleable logarithmic casing.
And speaking of polymorphin, let's get these guys back in and let's go take a look at some other animals. What do you think? Cool?
Let's do it.
So let's see what you got here, man.
All right. We'll start with this one. It's a lavender motley super tiger golden child.
Oh my gosh.
He's a feisty little one.
All right, so that's a lot of stuff going on there right now, guys. So we have the lavender recessive, golden child co-dominant. It's a super form of a tiger, and then the motley is also co-dominant.
The lineup consisted simply of 6 hydrocoptic marzal veins, so fitted to the ambifacient lunar wane shaft that side fumbling was effectively prevented.
It almost looks like a creamsicle. I mean, just take a look at that animal right there. I mean, it's that is absolutely incredible. Has anyone produced these before?
Yes, they have been produced before.
All right, good. And what do they look like when they get bigger? I mean, they just kind of look
They yellow out a little bit, and hopefully some color will come into that guy. Because as you can see, his head stripe looks white.
You know, Jeff, what's the deal with the fact that it's almost patternless, right? I mean, there's hardly anything. What's up with that?
So when motleys will have some pattern, the golden childs are basically patternless. They got some speckling down the back. But when you add the combination of the two together, it creates almost a black snake in the non-albino version.
Right.
So when you add the albino to it, you get some pattern back. It shows up a lot better. And then when you start adding tiger and super tiger to it, then you start erasing more pattern. And
right. Whoa, that's cool. Well, so now if you took the tiger out of it, what does it look like?
I have one right here. I'll show you. This is basically that same snake with one less layer of tiger.
This is the tiger, not a super tiger.
Correct.
Exactly. Gotcha. Understood. And then this would happen to be like a lavender instead of white phrase, right?
Yep. Here, the super tiger tends to lighten things.
Okay.
Well, tiger does too, but super tiger erases a lot of it.
Gotcha. All right. Yeah. And you can see, guys, how, you know, with the other one, it was basically patternless. Now this one is just got a little bit of pattern coming through, and that's the tiger gene. That's just kind of, you know, instead of the super tiger, it's that tiger gene. That's a little different. So interesting. And then if you strip away the tiger altogether, do you have an example?
Yep, right here,
cool.
right below it. This one's a white phase.
Okay, so this is the white phase, and you can see the big difference in pattern. You know, I mean, obviously, without the tiger gene, that golden child, that pattern just explodes back into it. So, and again, you know, a golden child, normal golden child, is going to be almost like a bronzy, brownish snake with black patterning. Of course, when you breed it into albino, it turns into white patterning, which is really interesting. So, and what's the difference between an albino motley golden child and just an albino golden child as far as the pattern? You know?
A lot of the pattern and stuff is going to show up in the head. The golden
Okay.
childs won't have as much pattern on the head, and neither will the albino motleys. When you add the two together,
You get all that
they
pattern.
get a lot of pattern on the head. And this is actually a really heavy pattern example of an albino motley golden child. Usually they have a lot less.
Well, cool. What else you got, man?
Let's see, we'll go over to one that I was really excited to produce, which was a purple phantom.
Holy cow, that thing is gorgeous, man. Take a look at that animal. Tell me, so this is a purple, which is a type of albino.
Yep.
And then it's the phantom. And tell me about the phantom gene.
The phantom's a codominant mutation that is a pattern mutation, and it worked really well with albino. And you start adding platinum and sunfire to them. They've been done, and they're amazing.
Right, yeah, no, that's amazing. I mean, it's just crazy how, number one, purple this animal is, and then how much patterning it has.
Yeah.
I mean, it's super, super busy. Now, is that like most phantoms this busy, or is this a pretty good example?
Phantoms, well, there aren't many albino phantoms. There's only a handful out now. And or the normal phantoms do have quite a bit of pattern, but when you usually plug things into albino, it tends to erase a lot of pattern.
Right.
Which is odd because this one held a lot of pattern.
Yeah, that's a lot of pattern. Oh my gosh. Well, I tell you what, this has been, it's amazing. I mean, gosh, such beautiful animals, and I just can't imagine what the next 10 years is going to be. You guys are going to be producing fluorescent pink ones pretty soon.